the culmination of a lot of hard work.
That is what champions are made of. You have to bring your absolute best.
Come through. Now with 30 seconds. Oh no! Falling going to win that fight as well.
I know my heart's racing right now, like 1,000 beats a minute.
Turn the heartbreak. Can Team Liquid turn the heartbreak they suffered at the hands of ENCE in Katowice into a, well, success and a grand final berth for the team? They'll have to fight their demons, as said and said many times, but we're going to say it just one more time. It is revenge for Team Liquid if they beat ENCE because they went out so emotionally in the quarterfinal of the major. But I feel like we've set up a lot about Team Liquid, and I think they're playing great. But we haven't seen that many ENCE games here on the A stream, so I do want to take a look at how they've played so far. And what I found impressive is that from the outside looking in, I wondered, is this a flash in the pan? They've showed now that that year they've prepared, they made it to the grand final. That was not a flash in the pan. That was pre-decided, that was determined, they were practicing, they were picking up something from every loss and every win, and that's what we're seeing the fruits of here today.
For sure, and I think if you have to look at that Astralis game, right, the fact that the way that they got blown out by a 2v4 situation that snowballed some rounds against them, and then they were able to have the resilience. In the major, the storyline for this team was coming back against adversity, something that a young team we didn't expect. Here, they've been dominating teams on home maps for them, or maps that they're very comfortable on, against players or teams who aren't, especially like Nuke, right?
Definitely, and I feel like ENCE has a bit of a cool factor, right? I mean, these guys, when the cameras go on them and the crowd is going wild, they still have that serious face, and it's game time when these guys get in the server, and it's pretty impressive. 2019 has been their year for sure so far.
They got to be feeling confident. They're thinking, hey, we beat Team Liquid handily at Katowice. We even came back when we were behind in those games. So what are they going to do to us? So who are we looking at? At ENCE, I'm always looking at Alu. I think that veteran is very, very important. Up against Elige, who has also been playing fantastically so far.
Yeah, so we picked Alu here because he was the highest rated player for ENCE in that match we're talking about at the major. And then contrastingly, Elige because of his performance on Overpass yesterday. So putting these two players toe-to-toe on Overpass are going to be hugely impactful and hugely influential.
Why did Alu make the difference for ENCE versus Team Liquid at the major?
Look, he stayed cool under pressure, right? Because he's been there time and time again. You know, he's a big stage player. He's gone back to a team with younger players. He is the veteran. He is the player who you have to step up to and rely on. And once again, this is still a new experience for ENCE. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not pretend that this is a team of veterans who are coming up onto a stage in front of thousands of people playing, and it's normal. It's not normal for them. You're right. They do stay very stoic. They do stay very cold-faced or stone-faced in that regard. And that's something that is impressive, but I don't feel that under the skin it's that way. Surely they're feeling some emotions.
Yeah, for sure. When we look at ENCE, and I think you said that also at the major, they play a very fundamental style of CS, and I feel like every time we see them play at a tournament, they add like a brick to the house they're building, which is supposed to be the end project, which should result in a win. How far are they off from that? And do they have enough in their firepower today to beat Liquid in this game?
I think they absolutely do. ENCE has been impressing us so far, and in their recent interview with Alu, he seemed very humble, very level-headed. He seemed to know exactly what it's going to take for their team to keep growing and keep progressing and getting better and better. And so I think they have the right mindset, and they're definitely prepared.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that moniker of underdog away from them because I think it's about time. However, you do have to admit that maybe Team Liquid edges them out a little bit, but nevertheless, I feel like this is a very equal game we're going into.
Yeah, and it is the unknown, right? Because you saw Elige in that interview just before saying that they feel like this is their best map. Well, look, if you're ENCE, you wouldn't allow it to be the third map at the major when you had the choice between Dust 2, and you're definitely happy to play it here in the best of 1. So as you've mentioned, I don't think they're the underdog anymore. If they lose in this matchup, that doesn't mean anything. They've proved themselves as a contender, as a mainstay.
Yeah, and I'm always also happy to see that even though MIBRs is doing that well, the crowd is behind everyone playing. Christine, tell me, what are the defining factors going into Overpass and this all-important game?
Well, firstly, we have ENCE, Sergey, this young player, he's 17 years old. At the major, he had a little bit of a quieter performance, although his team was performing very well. And so I'm expecting his performance here to really matter versus Liquid. Pound for pound, Liquid, all 5 of their players are performing really well. And so Sergej is going to have to kind of step up to the plate and rise to the occasion. And as far as innovation and mobility, specifically on overpass, Alu, he's going to be very aggressive and forward on that defensive side in the beginning and fall back and regroup with his teammates and allow his team to remain and keep that man advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if that firepower comes out of ENCE. Now, I'm a bit worried for Team Liquid just because they have been playing so well. And I don't think it's a one-to-one comparison to the major, because even in the games they won there, you said it already, it wasn't that easy, you know? They sometimes really had to fight for those rounds. However, I still believe that they went into that quarterfinal versus ENCE underestimating their opponents. Elise just gave an interview and said, we're already thinking about Astralis in the grand final. Is this going to be a similar scenario, Chad?
I don't think that they're going to overestimate in the same way. They know that Astralis is still the big dog, still the team that they have to beat, but coming into this, they're still awake, the crowd's still here, everyone's still going, but coming into this matchup, there's no way that Liquid are going to allow ENCE to, you know, have that underdog status. They're going to consider them as, look, they have to beat them to get to the final. It's as simple as that. And in that regard, because it's so simple, that is such a simple approach to this situation, there's no way they underestimate them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when we look at all the young players on ENCE, Christine, who particularly outside of Sergej, are you looking for also to step up on a map like Overpass?
I mean, it's going to have to be X7, right? He had such a lights-out performance at the major. There was some questions about whether he's going to be able to maintain that sort of performance. And so if there's a time for him to shine, it's going to be here right now.
Do you think ENCE takes it?
I don't. I think Liquid is absolutely going to take it.
You can just do the Jason and play the North American card in this regard, so you're safe. You can say whatever you want here. Look, I have to stick with Liquid just because of the performance they've shown in the tournament so far. The contrast is different to the Liquid we saw at the major, who are having closer matchups than what we were all expecting. Here it's been lights out besides Astralis, and both of these teams have had close games against them. So I'm hoping it's a firecracker of a match. I'm hoping we get all the rounds, but I think Liquid are going to just edge it.
Yeah, top of the line game here for a place in the grand final versus Astralis, and revenge possibly for Team Liquid over ENCE. Let's get into that game.
Yes. We're so ready for this one. I think it's going to be an exciting game. ENCE and Team
over
Liquid.
on the mainstream, folks. We're going to have FaZe Clan versus Astralis, and the question here on the C stream is therefore, can Astralis flawlessly pass through the group play and get that 5-0?
And take every Dust 2 match.
Yeah, all of them.
In the process.
Just gobble them up. I mean, I think it's very likely. I think that their form is unquestionable at this point. They've been playing a great form of Counter-Strike this weekend. And unfortunately for FaZe, you know, we've been talking about it on the desk quite regularly, this rebuilding of the map pool, just the rebuilding of positionings and whatnot. It's they're in a transition period, while Astralis are just
they
in
have
this
been for a long time, though,
transition of dominance, Launders.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, that's true.
It's a tough task ahead, but unfortunately for Astralis, you know that FaZe Clan still pack a punch. These are individuals you can't necessarily sleep on, and we find ourselves on Dust 2.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
They've been in transition period for a very long time, it feels like. And if they want to stick with Adrian, that we can only give them so many ways out of the conversation of like, are they underperforming? But here on Dust 2, Astralis have shown holes. They have close to losing a match versus both ENCE and Liquid. And here, oh my God, Magisk 4 frags with the USP, all headshot, almost all concurrently. That's insane how quickly he got those frags, and he's on for the ace. But Xyp9x is here at mid, the best mid-to-be player in the world, I want to say, to go ahead and steal that one away. But that doesn't take away from how magical that 4K was.
Launders, I looked at the volume control. I looked back up and it was 5v1. What did I miss? This, just tippity tapping the heads back. Oh, they all tried to, and Magisk has other ideas. He has been playing phenomenally so far this weekend, most notably here on Dust 2 as well. 4 of the 5 maps of Astralis have been on D2.
All but Overpass, right? So.
And it's just been Magisk and Device and Magisk some more, over and over, so it seems. It's crazy to think that, I believe it was going into round 4 or coming into round 5. Glaive was the lowest rated player at this entire event, and his team is still undefeated, and at times it doesn't even look close.
Man, his impact is palpable regardless of whether or not he's hitting shots. You know, the rotations that we saw being called on Dust 2, and that's the one Astralis game we've seen so far. We don't even know what we've missed because of all the simultaneous games running here at Blast Apollo. Here now in this maybe final Dust 2 match versus FaZe, it is important for Astralis in some sense. Like they set up, they can, first of all, they have the chance of getting away clean into the final without losing a map. But also, it's one more map where their Dust 2 is understood. They're going to run it one more time versus a formidable opponent with like good players on in a very simple setting. And they're going to see if they can have a dominant win. If they can't, then that's going to be worrying for them because Liquid and ENCE look good in every single map, including their ones that they lost versus Astralis.
Oh, that was a drive-by. Just pops Guardian outright. Now can focus on the fight inside of the bomb site if he decides to. The other player for FaZe Clan has doubled back through tunnels all the way towards his teammate. And Glaive's hot on his heels. Players close. Nico? Nico? Headphones may be off. Finally, we're going to get this Glaive back into the site. Close as well. Didn't see it. Maybe. No. Just going to jump on the bomb, try to tap this out. The peek comes the other way. He gets the kill, but with no kit, can't win the round. What's Nico up to? That's a big one, though. Out of nowhere. I mean, we get that long-range Glock shot to the back of Platt. Really opened things up. Even Zipix seemed like he was going to be fine holding the line. You saw him just floating around the doors, but he was actually hit by the Nico push through mid. You know, his back open, Guardian with a wallbang as well on there. So just a little bit of form from FaZe Clan.
Just needed to get the kit in play. FaZe come out with the eco. Didn't even realize that so many trades went their way that fast. But it is going to be a buyback in response. 1-1 here. Astralis going to go ahead and pick up whatever guns they can. It's not so bad for Glaive. He's here, peering over top of an Xbox smoke, camping in plain sight in some sense. Olaf Meister not going to be able to easily spot him. Might notice him off of that movement, but instead, it's Glaive to get the better of his Swedish opponent. Devices here at mid, double doors, and he's going to spot a shadow. 2 Deegs in the back, and they might steal this eco back as well.
Due to their opponents, what was done to them.
Man, they're just perusing. They've got so much map control now.
To clamp down on mid. Swift headshot versus Nico. Adrian only able to get 1. Guardian, 15 health at a distance. And he's not just going to lose a scout. If he dies, that's an op. A cannon passed over to Astralis.
Yeah, it's a minute-long save, too. It's on hard mode. They've got, the other team really wants to find him. He's just let them know exactly where he is. He's on 18 HP, and he's got a minute to kill. He has some utility to work with. Even getting a few kills here would be big, so definitely going to be important to watch this. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes ahead and gets 1. How many are you going to call it?
2.
2, okay.
I got...
I'm going to say 1.
All right. Well, we're both a couple of losers.
Right. I was going to say, and that's why we're commentators, but now I don't even know what that makes us. You know, like, so unfortunate, unlucky for everybody involved. And suddenly that eco that FaZe grabbed seems so long ago.
Yep. And so insignificant at times, too, because it's just pistols.
Exactly. Between $15 and $2,000 on everybody on FaZe, and for some reason they're buying into this round. They are going up against really good guns. They're going up against a lot of bank. This is not typically a situation where you do force up in response. You do play the economic game of chicken when the other team just barely scraped back an eco, but not only like kind of dominantly won it like that and recovered an op, retained a couple of AKs. Doesn't seem like there's a lot to gain here, and a very low chance of them actually pulling this win out. But maybe they'll make me eat my words. 3 smokes in play for FaZe, but not a single flash. Is that peanut butter without jelly?
I have dry mouth just thinking about it. Smokes up the catwalk, possibly. Would break line of sight of that Opper, but no. FaZe Clan going to double back. I mean, we question the investment into this. At least they have some utility. They could just carve out a path for themselves. Smoke CT spawn to potentially make that mid to B fake look convincing.
Again, I mean, I think that it really makes such a big difference how you imagine the next part of the attack happening, and when you get that wrong, it just, you know, causes a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Here's Alu with the AWP. just waiting. Liquid again, it's a lean towards bathrooms, Nitro in the staircase. And Alu should be the first point of contact if anyone from Liquid turns this corner. And he's so confident to take this. He's got Alexi on the site, Sergey as well with eyes on long, so he's pretty fine as long as that smoke's up, and as it starts to fade, he backs off.
Leash, a little bit slow up long. Not sure if he wants to try and be one of the last people in. The rest of the push might get shut down before that gets a chance. Stewie with a pretty good refrag there, taking down Sergey, but not even sure the bomb can go down, and the smoke in front there. They're gonna get one more kill, so he's done a little bit of damage. Leash with a deagle, just fighting to try and get one more in there. Does not happen. 4 in a row for ENCE, and a decent start here for them once again.
A pretty convincing start as well. Only 2 players go down in that, 3 in the previous. They've got cash flow as well, got plenty of money behind these buys. Op is still in the hands of Alu, who's gonna buy up his utility, but still 6,600 in the bank, so that's more than fine. Elige has got his SG 553. That is such, I don't like that. Can we just say Krieg? Can we go back to like Krieg Commando?
Could just call it the Krieg.
Yeah.
I'm just always worried that some expert on social media is going to say, actually.
Actually.
It's fine, Moses.
Okay.
I've got your back.
As long as I have your approval.
If they come for you.
You definitely don't. You would leave me hanging for sure.
At on fire, Moses.
Well, Sergey and Alu pushed up towards party. Alu kind of revealing his position and backing off. That might be a small bait for Sergey, and an awkward timing. Elige. He has had some stellar games in this event so far, and he's being put on the back foot early.
How did they know? Just as he pulls the grenade out, they're right on top of him. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, not the best start for Liquid in this round. They've got a lot more grenades to work with, so maybe they could build something, getting that long control. Alu and Sergey setting up in a very well-known position. Oh, and actually now they're getting Alexi there as well. That could be pretty dangerous.
Look at the way that ENCE is moving across the map. This is so sick. They're adjusting so well and finding ways to get it doubled up at the point of attack. Sergey's gonna get the first. I think that flash actually hurt Naf more than anything. Alu with the op behind the smoke, eats some nade. Alexi's there as well. Ariel gonna start cheating to have a rotation, but Liquid is still very far away from this bomb site.
Yeah, they are, and with only 25 seconds, that might just actually be completely devastating. Trying to see if they get a bit closer there. Twist very low on health, down to 19, trying to see if he can make it through. He's got so many targets behind the truck, and again, clock just ticking low now, 15 seconds on it. They need that opening frag, and it's gonna be Twist. He does not get tagged in the first fight. Nitro to follow up. This is looking a little bit better now. Ariel behind the truck, and he stops the bomb, and now there's only 4 seconds.
No time.
He can't do it. Oh, that's a heartbreaking moment. Twist with the triple. They had it all lined up.
They almost had to be that patient. I mean, they had no idea what's coming, but the fact that Ariel gets that rotation in just in time, that's so sick to have that third player there. He's the one that really slowed it down. They got 2 kills. He's able to stop the bomb plant. Even if Twist drops off the box, I don't think he would have been able to get the plant in time. Well, ENCE looking really, really good.
Yeah, they are looking really good.
I think at some point soon, this is probably not going to be a surprise any longer.
I think for the most part, we're past that point now.
Okay.
I think the really interesting question is if they can handle, you know, all of the stuff that comes next, right? Because I think they're still riding the wave of you know, sort of this whole scenario, and weird things come with that might be unexpected for players, right? You have a winning formula right now that's working really well, but if you start to see a downturn in the feedback from that, you know, you get like, you know, less winning out of it.
Yeah.
Does the whole team break apart? I mean, some teams do, and it's like, you know, half the team wants to do the thing that you've been doing all along, and half the team wants to do something else, and that could be not good. Oh, well, that's clever.
Usually it's followed up with a pop flash as well to go for some aggression. This time that doesn't happen. Maybe they do it a little bit more delayed. Ariel was in position to maybe move forward. There's going to be 3 defenders and a 4th on the way. Alu's going to get here just in time, but he's blocked off by smoke. Got to take a longer route. Now he's in position, and there's nothing to block him off. I don't think Liquid can actually get into this site. It's going to be such a fight the whole way through. Alexi spraying around the edge of the smoke. One on the site, jumping up. Stewie can get nothing done, and ENCE is shutting them down every step of the way. They're reading Liquid like an absolute, like a coloring book.
A little crayon, little
footsteps, and he does spot one. Goes ahead and grabs the first kill. His initial target stays alive, so that's something.
Loses his own in the meantime, but that's all right. It did seem like a suicide mission to fly through the windowsill. What's the end result? What's the buyback for Astralis? Remember, just 2 AUGs kept. Deagle, CZ, a frag grenade.
Yeah, it's very mixed up.
Curious to see its intention.
It's going to be hard to pull off anything normal, prototypical, like a 3 long setup. And that's a good reason for Faze to go there. They don't have enough nades to hold on to it. So even though Astralis want to buy here, they're putting themselves at risk. Magic's, though, getting the first kill could change the tide of things before it even begins. Now made it a 5v4. They're scrambling back to make sure they can kill Magic, and he's not done killing them.
Whoa. He's going to lay down the damage. Nico, 4 HP between him and death. However, Device just got his head popped. Also towards the top of mid. Downrange goes Dupree. Zipex welcoming them forward. Decides to actually go for the shoulder peek, and I mean that's a gunfight that'll favor the AK every day of the week, including Sunday.
Interesting to think about what Zipex is planning here. He has a feeling about someone at long, but Olaf has picked the correct timing. He's going to be able to abuse him unless Zipex finds a better gun.
Yeah, dropped off catwalk to go get that AUG. Makes the most of it once he has his paws on it. Oh, but yeah, Nico has the element of surprise here.
Yeah, he's heard him. With
the way Glaive just charges past, surely he doesn't anticipate a player being just back behind him. 40 seconds.
We'll see. But is he going to kind of congeal into his spot, or is he going to peek out the window and get info on mid? Because by that point, it's a reset, right?
The other question is, you know, does Nico even actually activate off of this? Because it seemed like he could have just stayed hot on his heels. Instead, he sat stagnant towards spawn, allowed Rain to go off on his own.
They're trying to stir a rotation, and it's really on Glaive once again to decide, is he going to move from his anchored spot? And he's not going to.
Oh, Glaive, you rascal.
They had that moment. They pulled him out for a second.
Nico has 4 health.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Sayonara round comes to a close. Unless Rain can sprint into the bomb site fast enough, hold up. Glaive just has to hide 1 second, and he's going to do it. Evades execution and pulls the trigger on his own, walking away with an AWP.
Yeah, and the reward was too tantalizing. Win that in the last moment. There was a small chance he could do it, but instead he dies after time.
That's
no
rough.
money in this round.
Oh, that's rough.
That is really, really rough, yeah. Luckily for Faze, they've got a bit of a security blanket, being up 5 rounds already. Very impressive to do versus the CT side of Astralis. But that was a pretty interesting, tenuous kind of 2v2 and dragged out to, again, the last few seconds. Pretty interesting mid-rounding coming out. I think the main thing was Nico's timing. It was tough because of this tunnel. He had to walk the entire way through the tunnel. If he was at the edge of the tunnel and Rain had thrown his Molotov into spawn and stuff like that, Glaive would have moved for that second and he could have peeked out. But because he had to be at the back of the tunnel, it didn't buy him enough time, and Glaive was too wise this time. We're back into a lower default to bomb. It's going to kind of orbit back to long. We'll go through the motions once again. We haven't seen this spot that Device is in been tested yet. He's going to sit up here until they flash him. I think he's actually fallen off now. We saw the long split was very good from FaZe Clan last time. Exact same positions. They're postured up to do it one more time, but will they be successful? Device is the difference now if Glaive stays alive.
Zipex crawling back up closer to the site.
See, that's the rotation. That's the guess he has to make every round as the mid DB player, and he's doing it right again.
Here comes the volley of flashbangs. Does a terrorist drop down? Yes, they're going to come at this from 2 levels of elevation. Zipex gets the entirety of Guardian, follows up onto Rain, but loses his face. And inside of the smoke is where Nico will catch one. Glaive over the shoulder with a double kill of his own, pushes Olaf into the clutch with 15 seconds, but he has that bomb. So he's going to punch in the numbers. And playing off with the smoke grenade, which he'll use to give some impromptu cover.
Good nade.
He's looking to section off the 1v1s, but Glaive has got it done. Headshot to finish the deal, and that's Astralis within 1 round of tying things up at 5.
Glaive stays alive. They hold on to A. They also had Zipex make that smart rotation back to the site to get 2 kills, no less. And even though Device dies as the Opera, who I initially suspected would be the X factor of the round, his teammates were so good there that he died without getting a kill, and it was just fine. we're getting closer to evening up with this 5-4 scoreline now. Again, really well played kind of from all three of the teammates. The two that picked up the slack in particular. Last time, they seemed like they were postured up for a long A cat split. This time they went majority cat. Actually, I don't think they had anyone long.
No.
Which was a slight caveat. Big reason they were able to win was because they killed Glaive, like no questions asked. Like even Device's spot, he's not able to just stand there at car easily if long is taken. So that's something to think about maybe.
Two of the CTs actually just standing in the middle of long that round. So you're 100% right. A little bit of a split. Could have sent Astralis spinning. Right now, it is Faze Clan charging straight into the B site and getting cut down in droves. Guardian's scout put on his back to swamp to CZ, where he's good for one. Zipex, who knows how he gets that kill. And what's Olaf up to? Mac 10 doubles back through tons, has bomb, but no teammates, and little chance of pulling this one out of the hat.
Oh yeah. Not even the Vice can save you here.
It's done.
There it is. Device puts him down. 4 up on this anti-eco. Again, very important to think about anti-ecos. And a few things that like are lesser talked about just in cast in general, or just like counting grenades throughout the round for the CTs. Like that's something people should just be paying attention to most of the time. Just how many grenades are they using early on? Why did they use them? Are they using them because they are panicking? How many do they have left, like with under a minute left? And that will define options a lot of the times for the team. You can kind of see where their communication is based on that. And then another is like how clean are their I think we're back. I think we're back. Okay.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. I
If
think
we
we're
are, I
back.
cannot hear myself, Mohan.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm back.
Hello.
So it's going to be the me show from here on out.
Is anybody there?
Yeah, I think we just had a quick power outage, which can happen. Yes. I can hear. Okay, we're gonna just no worries. Yeah, sorry about the delay. There was a quick power outage. We are back online. It seems
Right.
like we can see the game.
I'm good.
The game's in motion.
Yes,
you
and
can hear yourself. That's perfect. We might not be going out to the stream quite yet. If we're good. Okay, perfect. 7-6 here with Faze versus Astralis. Quick power outage. We missed maybe a round.
Listen, what's important is we got cut out. The game never shut down.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't
So
interrupt that at all.
the Counter-Strike is in full motion, and now everything's back and running, folks. So you all settle down, okay? You take a breath.
Yeah, that didn't seem like a very good breath. Like, I don't know.
That wasn't very smooth. I'm not relaxed. I'm intense, Launders.
That's
Because right now we have Astralis, the only team currently at this event who has been flawless throughout the group stage, at a disadvantage of 1 round versus FaZe's T side. But FaZe wouldn't be the first team to challenge Astralis here on Dust 2 and push them the near distance. We've had a 30-round game versus Ents, a deep run versus Liquid.
lots of very relevant demos to look
Yep.
at and practice off of. All right, so what's the deal here? Xipix basically just has to help out a lot because Device is not in a great spot, especially if someone comes up cat. He goes down instantly. Device is getting swung on right away. Nico takes his face off. And now the CTs rotate out. They're actually looking to save immediately. Dupree is pushed into a position where he has to hit a shot. He does deliver, so the save can potentially be on. But FaZe Clan pull out another round. It's been a tumultuous half. They pulled together 2 ecos that didn't seem possible, but then past that actually have put together some rifles as well. On the 3rd round, I thought, okay, Astralis, they've got to figure it out. It's fine. They won the eco back. Like that was a blip on the radar. Nope. Not true at all. FaZe had a ton more to show, and yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Astralis have been pushed to the edge on this map, so potentially just an issue. And this might affect the veto for the final, which is a pretty big deal, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
If other teams want us too, well, it's not.
Well, it'll just be nice to see Astralis get back onto a map that they clearly dominate, you know? Like, the advantage of playing best of ones versus Astralis is that you can ban both Nuke and Inferno. They're uncontestable maps, so it seems. If this is their 3rd choice, you know, and ends up being a decider, then we could have a very good 3-map series on our hand. But
yeah. I think that I was saying in the green room, I really think that Ents should just go ahead and play Nuke. Their Nuke looks really good right now. It's probably not nearly good enough to beat Astralis. But if you look at like how the major final went, you know, you can't do that. You can't just like take him to Inferno. Try something else. They've worked on it. It might be fresh. No one wants to play Astralis on Nuke. Maybe that could be the difference. The amount of time they've had left to kind of grow down the map. Potentially, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Down here on long, good enough for 1 single kill, and Device is yet to reveal himself. We'll see how cautious the T's were going to be, and there's your answer. Guardian keeps eyes up, catches Device. No, Xipix is going to be that rotator coming to join Magisk, I believe. Yes, sir. Head boost up. Puts Magisk into a position where he can go clear catwalk, and if he finds the timing, Nico could be his next victim, or vice versa. Nico's gonna crab walk around the corner and is caught by the AUG. Guardian crawling his way towards Cross with a teammate by his side and 1 further back because Olaf's incredibly tagged. So Bogdan's Law puts the Opera towards the pit. Double smoke, frag deep. Not any substantial damage, and Magisk going to be cleared instantly. Good rifle play from Guardian.
Hey man, they're keeping it simple. They're getting up there, they cross long off 2 smokes. There's not much that you can really delve into about this strategy, and Astralis probably knew what was going to happen all along. But this retake won't get any easier, although that's true. I'm sure in their mind's eye they can see there's probably 1 site, 1 ramp, and 1 long. That's just pretty simple, but it's going to be hard to get the better of them.
But they've got to. This bomb hits the halfway point. Xipix will trade and is then slain by Rain, who closes this one out with a 9-6 advantage for FaZe Clan over Astralis on the T side of Dust 2. 4 rounds at the very end. We had that back and forth affair to begin the entirety of this BO1. And now, however, we'll swap sides to see what Astralis have in store. We know their T sides on Dust 2 have been great. So I don't think FaZe Clan are in the clear, but I am happy to see them with a 3-round buffer.
It's cool. We like FaZe are 1-3 in the tournament. Astralis are 4-0. So just to like just to sit on that and think for a second, this is a pretty outstanding performance from them already. And it didn't come off the back of any easy rounds. They've all been kind of insane, in fact. So now we're into the next pistol, which could be an evening factor. Guardian going to take on Magisk's role from this site and get shot over top of the box. Device with a clean movement in the middle of flashbangs finds a way to find his head. Ooh. And the B site is totally compromised. In fact, everybody's dead. Adrian, the last man alive, is running as fast as he possibly can, but is already far away and getting pushed.
He'll tap back 2. The double Ds are down. Device and Dupree slain first. Who's next? Could be Magisk because he flirts with the windowsill. Third player comes back through tunnels just to confirm.
Do it up, why
presence.
not?
Adrian, not going to get anything more than a third, but a valiant effort as Astralis find themselves on fire. Flames consuming FaZe Clan at the moment.
That's not true.
What you looking at?
They can't be on fire.
Yeah, you're right, eh?
Because, yeah, FaZe won the last 4 rounds in a row.
Maybe this is signs of things to come.
Yeah, maybe they're on fire. Yeah, maybe they're preheating the oven at the moment. Maybe it's obvious. They're obviously going to be on fire in this app, so why not call it now?
Oh,
okay. Yeah, see? Oh, I thought that was
wouldn't
another
that have
kill.
just been nasty?
Yeah, another tag up on Rain.
Yeah, all the while, Dupree's going to get that entry onto the B-bomb site. Olaf in no man's land.
Oh!
Hell of a flick
Woo!
shot. Down goes Dupree. Rain's going to fall back off of this. Magisk can't catch that angle on his retreat. And FaZe Clan have been unable to catch anybody else out of position, but Device will be found alone. Swapping over to the Glock only to die. That's a second scout in the hands of FaZe Clan, but more notably, another round for Astralis. Retake's not going to happen. They'll tuck tail, keep their P shooters, and try their hand to the next one.
What are like the 5 most fiery things to, like, you're just like a small flame at
Yeah.
first, right?
Like an ember?
An ember? Okay.
Wait, hold on. Did somebody...
What's up?
Zipex just climbed on top of the car in T-spawn and jumped on top of a position I didn't know existed. Look, wait, never mind. He's gonna say the people at home can't see what I'm talking about, but he jumped on this. I didn't know you could get up there. Regardless, sorry folks, distracted. What about your 5 fire launders? What are you talking about? Embers, flames, coals?
I was going off on a tangent a little bit. I was just thinking, I mean, since they're on fire, then we're kind of trying to draw that storyline now.
Yeah, they're embers.
They're embers, and then they're flames. And I'm thinking stage 5 is supernova, but I don't know what to put in between there. But we might never get there. FaZe might win this round. We'll
Very
see.
true.
They've got a couple of scouts. They've got 3 pistols, and they've had worse buys and done more before. So why not? Rain, instant first kill with that HE grenade to long. 3 players are testing B presence. There's 2 waiting for them, however. Olaf here behind the big box. Will he get spotted? He does see one for himself, and it's going to take attention away from the other one who comes flying across the screen. 2 P250 kills easily, and now it's a 3v2.
What's the next move? So much time for either team to make the next mistake.
The bomb has not been planted.
No, it's also sectioned off from the site itself.
It's cut off.
FaZe Clan, they're not going to wait. They're going to actually challenge the bomb site despite Magisk being all alone. And, oh, this is going to call Nico back down through tons. Device on his heels. Tunnels is what I'm referring to, as he does catch the back of Nico. Now what?
Adrian, I mean, you're a last known B. So it would be a crazy play for him to come back here, but you would just be kind of a fool to come back to B, right? You know he was like dedicated to the site. Why outplay yourself when you know you could beat him to A in any situation, as opposed to like going B late, which would be like the ultimate super crazy 4D underwater backwards backgammon chess read. Did you follow that?
No, you lost me at backwards. That was pretty early on.
Instead, time's burned off the clock. Device has crossed the long, and Adrian doesn't seem to know where he went.
Both players probably confused with the situation. The option's so open, but Device does get back into his cubby. Keeps eyes on the site. Smoke onto the bomb, but he's got it. Device not even going to struggle in that situation. Hot on the heels of Nico. Opens it up into the 1v1. Adrian's last known position on the opposite side of the map. I mean, it all falls into place for Device, but at the end of the day, he does have to pull the trigger, and he gets the job done.
Small matter of timing there.
This was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf was just being patient, and he realized he can like push to the side of the box, delay even longer, as long as that tunnels guy, who you would expect to have line of sight on big box, is not actually watching it. Someone just comes flying into his screen and gets them both. That's really nice. But, you know, Nico's holding that angle for so long from the lower stairs, and unfortunately, like, misses the timing. And then Device also picks up a scout on his way into lower. So really just the perfect storm there for FaZe Clan to go up against. Could have been able to secure that. And Astralis do win another. So the prophecy might be coming true as Astralis are up 3 in a row. Poised for the long hit. Well, the 4-1.
From Sparks to Embers to Flames.
Right.
That's where they're at right now.
Okay.
So you just need to think of 2 things bigger.
I mean, you could help me, but that's...
Firestorm and Supernova.
Okay.
If you want to really take it far.
Yeah, I don't think those would have been as cool if you didn't say them so cool. So, but that's good too. Nico has lost half his HP. Brent, can you pull off a glaive here from the pit?
He's going to fall back after the first one. Welcomes them forward. His support is inbound as well. Rain is going to flirt with the side of the smoke, but he's lost his teammate. And now he's put himself into a dangerous position, so he will retreat as quick as can be. He's got Nico to help him on that hop.
Sucks when you think you need to go back. They don't have their options open. That's why you got to diversify your portfolio a little bit. Tough spot for Astralis to be in, continuing to make presence as well as the clock bleeds down. Do they have another smoke for the perfect cross? They do, so that's something.
Oh, almost takes a bottle to the head. Nico just dancing around the bomb site. Gives up his position, and now all the CTs, despite the 2 on Cat, are down beneath. Nice kills, though, coming off of FaZe Clan. 8 seconds left over. Device with just 1 Tuck's tail, and Nico's not going to let him get away. That is FaZe Clan ending the Flames of Astralis and getting double digits first.
Sure, yeah, into the real rounds now, nearing the end of the game, round 20, and FaZe Clan are first to get 10. This is pretty cool stuff. That was a nice hold. Overall, Astralis kept it very bare bones on that round, went out to long, and then after the 4-1, losing the extra player, didn't think about any other options, just kind of continued on. Now back onto a save here. They got mostly Deagles in play. And we have yet to see what they want to do. Device running basically Fast Cat. FaZe Clan have just tucked themselves into their usual spots, their nooks and crannies, over on the B site, and have someone on flex working on making sure that no one can sneak out mid. That's Rain.
Misses the bounce on the nade. Nico, no real glaive, nail him to the wall, comes back in for Magis. Anticipates the long peek, but can't stop it. So that's Zipex up into the M4. Device's Deagle already on the bomb site. Olaf down here towards spawn as his 2 teammates will head long. Does Zipex anticipate this? You know, there's different types of clutches. This isn't a 1vx, but it's a high-pressure situation, and he almost seemed to find them. Will peek out, spotting the shadow. That makes his first job easier, but doesn't expect that one. Rain just standing up in no man's land will continue the success of FaZe Clan. 11-9 now, 20 rounds deep, and Astralis will come in with another buy.
Yeah, into 20 opt-out for a Device. Everybody's got nades this time. It's a real match we've got on our hands. You can't, you know, literally until this game's over, it's not for Astralis. So per FaZe Clan, I'm sure they feel the same way. What's their CT side plan this time around? They're going to go ahead cross mid with 2. Nobody gets tagged on the cross. It looks like a pretty adamant 3-long setup. One's going to be crossing. They had support nades from the other 2, and that pit player goes down. That's a big find for Zipex. That bit of treasure is going to open up options for the rest of the round for sure. As we can see, you know, that gun being scavenged, pick control being now claimed by Astralis, Nico being forced off of the freedom to play car, the freedom to watch Cat, the freedom to just sit on one angle instead now has to juggle between 2, and gets his head blown off by Device on a very precise flick.
Guardian up close though. Glaive just wildly spraying through. That's going to cost him his life with ease. Takes down that bomb. Rain's going to get back behind boxes. There is a pinch coming in from Dupree that could very well skewer Rain, and sure enough, he'll die. Guardian now has to reside within spawn, falls back. Teammate 2. As He comes up the catwalk, finds himself smoked off, and has to decide whether he opts to push through this. Guardian not by his side to support him.
Not entirely sure what his choice will be. And there it is, Guardian just heading back for the save immediately. 2 ops retained for Astralis. Do they want to keep these for the next round? I don't know if they're. It's like it's something that could slow you down on the T side. It's interesting. Maybe they just want to make sure that it doesn't change hands and that they can keep tabs on them. But yeah, it looks like one's traded out in the go save pit, as you normally would. The game looked like it could have gotten out of hand there. Faze definitely had a good chance in that round.
Yep.
If Device didn't hit that fantastic flick, I mean, maybe the outcome is completely different. A game of opportunity there as they were able to catch Adrian crossing the pit. And once they were able to secure pit off that, again, hitting that really clean flick, pushing Nico into an awkward position, just really immobilizing the op, which is the exact opposite of what you need to do if you want to shine. So now they're going to go ahead once more, brute force their way out long. Magus to lead the way.
Comes Olaf, even despite Glaive having a little bit of cover there.
Yeah, it looked like every single bullet hit.
Yeah, the Maestro will not only get that opening kill, but wrap back round. Remember, one of the 2 AUGs. He even gets the headshot versus Zipex.
Nasty. But
that AK bests him. Dupree cautiously put back in the corner. Cuts off the aggressive play of FaZe Clan and then goes one better. Nullifying Guardian in the process. Adrian, USP only to his name, will work up through mid. The T's have pushed past. By the time he gets behind them, they're already going to be on the bomb site. And unfortunately for Adrian, he's completely alone, Launders. His teammate's dead. And he outnumbered 4-1, but it only takes one single shot versus a tagged up Zipex. You could say the same for the op.
That's the thing I say, right?
What's that?
Everyone before starts with a kill.
Yep.
Okay. There was a chance there. It's a brief glimmer in the galaxy. But it was quickly ashed out. 11-11. Make a wish, Connor. But don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would ruin it.
You know what? All my wishes have already come true, Launders. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you.
I have no comments. I'm not going to get in on this. But will Astralis get in on B? There's so many people here ready to go. The smoke, though, immediately for FaZe to let them know. We know what you were trying to do, right? Yeah. That's why you waste those extra bullets. That's why you throw that flash once in a while. Just like, here, we're telling you we're making presence. You can read that however you want. But we're telling you, you don't get to walk in. You don't get to take any unnecessary risks. And here they're going to have to flash through a smoke, and now it's on Olaf to defend.
Whoa. So many bodies coming at him that he didn't know where to look. And because of that, finds himself with nothing but range so quickly on the flank. Just charges through the tunnels and charges through both Zipex and Device. Beheads them both, putting his team in the man advantage. Barely. Guardian, a single point of health is what will make the difference. Still, he dishes it back, catching Dupree with something as Nico clears Magisk. Adrian looking to find the timing here on the push through smoke, but it is being watched by Dupree, and still he loses that gunfight. Glaive gonna have to clutch this out. Down he goes to the Opera of Nico. It's FaZe Clan back in the lead.
What an amazing shot. I mean, a kill from Adrian. He was done. I mean, they had the perfect setup on that. That was a hard shot to hit if he was gonna be boosted up on double stack with a teammate in front of Big Box, peering at a smoke that someone was walking through. It was the perfect setup. There was really no way to fail, and somehow both kills fell into place. FaZe Clan and FaZe Can, I guess, picked that up. That's yeah.
That's a good save.
Yeah, thank you. So it really didn't seem like they were going to be able. Look at this. Look at how strong this setup looks after the first 2 kills come through. Then Nico has to hit that perfectly too. Yeah. Yenko kind of emphatically clapping at Nico. Really looking forward at the potential prospect of pulling out this map win. That would be big. Big if true.
Always got to be careful when you got a guy like Dupree out through doors, drawn into the attraction of plucking a player out early. But Guardian's not alone. He's got Nico also scoped up here towards mid.
Look at this lead off. I don't know if does Guardian know where he is. He has the utility to use on him. Oh my god, no, it was Nico. Okay, everybody calm down, all right? It wasn't that great of a shot.
Here comes Glaive up catwalk, charging through the flames. Good for just one. Nico, again, a saving grace. Device wants to trade and will do so, finding Nico on his retreat around the corner. Couldn't find sanctuary nor safety. Magisk charging upwards. Zipex, he's the bomb carrier, and he's all the way back towards T-spawn. There's still 40 seconds, so it's not the end of the day. He can take his time, but all the time they give up to the CTs could allow them into the round, unless you've got Device continuing on. One after another dropping bodies, but he's missed a shot. Opens up an opportunity for Adrian to do just that. Now, still, they're going to try their hand at the A-bomb site. Know that the last player is here, of course, beneath them. Olaf slips back towards mid, keeps the AUG, and will give up the plant for Astralis.
Yeah, let's see the 1-2. I want the scrappy round. Olaf looked like he turned tail and hid, but instead he's re-aggressing.
And they use that smoke on catwalk, so obviously they're anticipating this too. Magisk, he's just got that ump up, and it's not even needed. Deagle, close, gets the job done. We're tied at 12 once more. This has been a back and forth affair, trading rounds over and over.
Yeah, is that Magisk at 19 at 7, and or sorry, it's 19 and 14, 7 assists, but he had 3 kills on that round. Didn't upgrade his Deagle for the entirety of it. Really nasty stuff. Oh, still a pretty good flick. Not quite as amazing as it would have been if Guardian hit it, but still not bad. And also pretty damn important, I suppose. So, you know, ultimately it comes down to Magisk with that 1 I think, really being the last nail in the coffin. CT's nuts to butts at long here, but no T's to come out towards him.
This is when silence just blankets the server.
Big guessing game. But there's a lot of movement from the CTs, like a lot of loud movement.
Freeze just gonna slide his way up catwalk, bites off a bit more than he can chew. A mouthful of Faze clan waiting for his extension. Rain's gonna charge up, wants that rifle. Oh, but he can't get away. Burnt to a crisp. A Norwegian treat. Still, Guardian did get his paws on one gun. That's the AK. Tries to spam through, looking to get lucky.
And that's the big move. That's why you kind of always want to have options open if you can. Like, you lose the 4-1, you lose your 1 player. That's a problem because you've got to go back. You know, your fog of war suddenly is overwhelming. You've got to think that, oh, CT's going to push all these different spots. But if you can, if possible, have a player on another part of the map, just in case your execute doesn't go as planned, or in case you need to slow it down and then use this other person to come out as a flank, like, there's so much value in that. And that was Magisk there to kind of have the baton ahead of the game into B tunnel, ready to get in the site right away. Whereas if he's not at the end of the tunnel, he's kind of on the other side. They have to come back into B tunnels and they have to re-exec into B, and then it's a whole big thing. They're alarming the other team, and it's all because they think someone might be in the site. But with him there, he can try to just become actionable by being a surprising threat. Guardian looks to hunt down these kills at the end of the round. Loses a lot of health, but it stays alive, as we can see, he has that AK still. Astralis with 13 rounds now are back in the lead, and their feet are not so firmly planted, but they're still looking sharp at the very least.
There's a little wobble in the stance, but they're still trudging along and moving forward. Oh, ha! Farewell.
Another one of those. Something that has been haunting players in Counter-Strike for almost 20 years now.
Oh, Rain's so lucky to be alive. Took so much damage just spamming through that smoke. Astralis, they were already close. Combining that nice op pick with a charge down middle. I feel like if they find Rain, then the entirety of Astralis just crunch onto Olaf, the sole defender of the B site. So it would have been. But speaking of sole defenders, it's Adrian alone on long.
It's a great position for him to be in. He knows that Astralis do this late and have done it quite often already in this
Oh, but he jumps the gun.
Damn, he tries to go out for the pre-fire, and, you know, I mean, could have been smart, but now Nico's in a tough spot. He's just going to go ahead and go right for the peak, right into 3 players that have crossed wide. They have not wasted any time.
Hog scoped up. trying to hold this off, but they do anticipate Magisk or somebody going for a kill from mid, and they will catch him. Rain able to retreat now, and Olaf will do the exact same thing. They want to keep those 2 guns up as they give Astralis round 14. We've seen this over and over. You know, it's not impossible to take Astralis to this point in a match, the 25 to 30 round distance, but it's finishing it with a win that nobody has been able to do so far here in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, and not just Sao Paulo, right? Just consistently, like, even when Mousesports almost took them on nuke, when I legitimately had a good chance. They got up to the scoreline as well. Astralis just took it over the line, and so it's just like this, you know, their ability to play like it's always round 1. It's something that's really, I think, paramount to their success, and they're showing signs of it again here in round 5 of Blast Sao Paulo versus Faze. I think, you know, for Faze, they just love this for posterity. Be able to win this match, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we did this. This would be nice, but Astralis just aren't going to hand it over, even though they have finals guaranteed.
Just to get more than 1 win, because that's where they sit at the current moment. Faze 1-3, 4 rounds deep, and Astralis gunning for the flawless group stage, securing first place already. But you know, you get an extra star if you do it smooth.
Yeah, a little sticker star right in the forehead.
Or between the eyes.
Always makes you feel good.
Aggression out long A yet again. No defense there to hold them back.
Full presence at the moment, but look what happens. Op comes loose. It's over outside B at the moment. They're not spotting mid this time. They know that Olaf has pushed up mid, up cap many, many times already. They have eyes on that just for the time being. Xyp9x has gotten the better of him before. So they're going to leave him in charge, but now they're, again, making their way all the way back. And this is the whole point of having an escort, having an option open. So the difficult part for FaZe Clan is they're kind of claustrophobic on A. They are grouped up really heavily, in fact, on cat and on site, but they have no vision on long, no audible cue to go off of. And Astralis have completely assorted themselves in the B site. Now, going into lower might change things. But we'll soon see how that goes. He's going to make his way away and doesn't even expect that at all.
You could see his teammate leaving because the smoke faded. Rain lingered a little too long. Gets cut down for it. Guardian alone on this B defense, has 3 bodies, and it's just as he changes position. He has this narrow gap of an angle. It's only once he exposes himself fully that Astralis come gunning for him. And sure enough, like a hot knife through butter, Astralis have just smothered FaZe Clan here.
Oh, okay.
What?
Sickening. Like a buffalo chicken wing.
Nasty, nasty stuff. Nico looking for another one, but he is frantic, he is desperate, he is dead. Astralis, 3 map points as they shoot for that 5th win.
And if we look at the money, 2 scouts already. Hogs, I mean, it's bargain basics. It's a Goodwill buy. It's not pretty. Yeah, FaZe, man. They flirted with the victory. Now, it's going to be the hardest test so far. And it's only to even out. They wouldn't even be able to take this over the line. Astralis secure their point at the very minimum. So 4 rounds, 4 wins, and a point so far at the tournament. And it's Astralis who are just kind of brute force their way into B. But Guardian Scout is doing work.
Yeah, that's going to poise Olaf. Oh, man. Puts him into great position for a possible multi-kill spray down, but he only gets himself 1 kill.
There's a couple of guns in the tunnel that FaZe want to recover. I think Astralis should make that a point of interest. They know that that could attract talent to those tunnels for a second there. But FaZe Clan don't seem to be too keen on grabbing those just yet. They're fairly worried that there might be a re-aggression or that, in fact, that the trap is set. Astralis working their way back to mid. Definitely very smart to do, especially on high utility, especially when they want these long-range duels and they know that it's worse guns that they're going up against. 1 player at long means this could be a post-plant that they can't afford. Adrian's not going to be able to take an early fight before the bomb goes down. Have Astralis done it, Connor?
I mean, it's looking good. They'll get the bomb site without contest at all. Nobody hot on their heels from Catwalk either, but Magisk seems wary of it. Oh my goodness, 5 players in such close proximity. The bomb plant sound confirms this. Device Gonna clear Rain, but the Molotov, that blocks off their exit. They're not able to escape just yet. Nico's close on ramp. He gets himself a second kill, but doesn't see Device. Adrian's able to trade it, and we are going one round further, folks. It's Faze with 13 and 2 rounds to play.
Oh, holy smokes. Was that really that must have been a difficult shot for Adrian,
yeah,
considering his perspective and the smoke and the railing that would have been in his way. So really well done there. Good play from Nico, and it just, yeah, good rotational call probably from Nico to have him and his teammate go there. Just assume that it's going to be make that kind of gamble read in a moment where they needed it. Like, certainly felt like if the bomb went down standard and they were all spread out and they didn't have great guns, like there wasn't a good chance they would win, but they made that early rotation in and won the round by the skin of their teeth. But that's what's the most important part. And now FaZe are still looking pretty decent here. So everyone could be the last. Rain taking a spot of damage as whoever it was, maybe Device, escorting Glaive down mid. Will continue peppering off shots. Glaive's going to hear that switcheroo of players from the left and right side. But they didn't seem to want to act on it. Instead, they just kind of want to move it around as fast as they possibly can. Spray goes a bit sour from Rain, and he can't get a kill. And over here on B, they're trying to irk their way in, but Guardian seems well prepared. Oh, okay. I mean,
Op beats Og. 96 damage dealt, but one thick bullet later, and Guardian's down for the count. Zipex, well, he's won his duel elsewhere. This is a 5 versus 3 advantage for Astralis. Staring victory in the face. Nico's gonna charge up, can't finish off that kill. He was using his sidearm because you're talking about a player who is so susceptible to death. Glaive takes the high road, looks down, executes Rain with ease, and it all falls on Olaf. He walks out mid to his death, Dupree to seal the deal, and just like that, Astralis, 4 wins over top of Dust 2. We are immediately going to throw this over to the B stream. Folks, we'll see you later.
Save. Yeah.
Oh, if they don't know.
If they just go for...
know.
Okay.
They know. That actually hadn't occurred to me that could happen with this format. Well, you could definitely imagine the horror of that, couldn't you? Big welcome to the B and the C stream. You now in the coolest stream, Moses.
Yeah.
The best stream.
The coolest. My badge actually says Caster A on it as well.
Yeah. Is that the best grade you've ever got? Finally made it.
It's my first. 14-14, here we go. If you are from the BNC stream, and I apologize to the A-stream viewers for saying this about the 20th time, but Liquid 1 round away from making it to the grand finals. A tie would secure them their spot against Astralis. ENCE must win these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, everything is on the line right here for ENCE. They played amazing Counter-Strike, but if they fall short now, then in some sense, it just doesn't matter. Astralis waiting in that grand finals, and as we've been saying, whichever way it goes, if it's ENCE, if it's Liquid, it's going to be a great one. So much history and a lot to be battling over. X7 playing again alone down in the sewers while the rest of the team on the other side ENCE trying to take control of restrooms. And a big job on X7. A lot of players who play this position solo don't play this aggressively. He's just trying to control all of it. As Sergey takes down Nitro. That's the beginning they were looking for. That's what they needed. They're not going to sort of push immediately afterwards. They want to wait a little bit.
Gives an opening if X7 wants to get aggressive towards that B bomb site. He's going to be throwing some utility, trying to keep 2 players at the B bomb site, but Stewie's happy there at the moment. Twist is at B, but he can be a quick rotate. Elige desperate to find information, and he might find too much if he doesn't clear to the left. Has he seen it? There's the peek. Needs that win, and he's got it. He can hold on to long now. He doesn't want to fall back into the site because they're already streaming in. This is going to have to be a retake. An off angle for Elige. Aerial wants him to peek, and he gets it. Gets everything he wanted. He takes it all from Elige.
That's a really critical kill now. The bomb's going down as well. 3 versus 4. Liquid. Got to think about the money as well. If they give up these 3 rifles, then they actually give a big chance for ENCE to get back into the game. So
they're going to save.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I mean, if you wanted to make it back, then you'd have to get a kill really quickly. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. There was just so much happening in that push. And Elige, great starting that kill. If he goes for the fight and dies, that's a problem. If he stays, he doesn't know if there's somebody else pushing behind him. So that could also be a problem.
Yeah. It was a tough scenario to read. And again, it's the assertiveness of ENCE that is winning them some of these rounds. When they play those kind of slower pace, they seem to kind of fall short at times, but when they're really dictating a lot of the action, it feels like that's where they find their most opportunities. Yeah. Either way, throw everything out the window because it all comes down to round 30. Whoever wins this round makes it to the grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, isn't it? What more could you ask for? Round number 30. Good weapons, especially on the end side. Lacking a little bit on the Liquid side, but we've seen plenty of times. Oh, and here comes the quad boost Moses. They've done it so many times. If they do it now again...
No one's up there.
No. So Liquid, they get a little bit of help this time, a little bit of mercy. They have just been, I mean, yeah, boosted on so many times. This time wasn't one of them.
Liquid's readjusting their defense at the A bomb site, getting Elige aggressive out towards long. Nitro is still far back in that A bomb site, but at least you have a stance for an early warning system. Maybe Elige can hear a footstep. Nap rotating back as well, because Stewie's got a deep angle with the AUG through Monster Tunnel.
I mean, I don't like this Elige Nitro setup, no matter what. I've never been a fan of it.
You
but
really haven't.
No, and I'm even less a fan when it's from us and a scout doing it. Like the chances that you will stop 3 people coming around the corner, I just think are somewhat low.
That's fair. Well, the question is, can Elige hold his nerve? Because Alu is going to be lurking long with an AK-47. Elige starting to push up here. Oh, great shot, great positioning from Alu, and the answer is no. Elige cannot hold his nerve. Now you have a scout, and now you have an M4 to defend this A bomb site. The hit is on. Twist desperately trying to get here quick enough, but Naf's caught out in the open. This might be it. This might be ENCE in the grand finals again.
Yeah, it's looking so good for them right now. 5 versus 3. The grenades raining in towards Bank, pushing back that scout. Twist, that's a very clean kill. They almost line up. That could have been a very quick triple. He's done so much damage, and now Nitro coming back into it with a kill there in Alexi B. The bomb is down, but only just planted. Twist, he just did an enormous amount of damage in a couple of seconds. Stewie, the one flanking in from behind here. Everything right on this round. ENCE there within a grasp, but is it going to be enough? There's X7 taking a kill. They need just a little bit more. And that scout not ringing true yet. There's Twist with one more kill. All they have left is Sergey. The smoker's up here, and now they need the defuse, and I think they've just done it. They have the time. It comes down to this, the tie, and they're in the grand finals against Astralis. What a way to finish a map.
What a round from Twist. He saved the day. I don't even know how many kills he ended with in the round, but the one kill, the massive damage on the spray through the smoke, and Liquid has got to be thanking their lucky stars they're able to get away with that one. What a match between these two teams. Some incredibly creative boosts and awkward moments as well. That was a beautifully played game.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And I mean, it was a great game, and it's great to see Nitro and Elige doing as much as they were in that game. And I mean, what a crazy team ENCE are to watch play. I mean,
yeah, they're legit, aren't they?
Yeah, that's like the excitement level is just off the charts all the time. You have to love that.
Yeah, it is very cool. This one's going to hurt a little bit after there's so much success at the major, but either way, Liquid, I mean, I don't know if you could have complained with either grand final, but Liquid against Astralis in the grand finals, what an incredible matchup. That'll be a best of 3 as well. We're going to a break. When we come back, we'll have the desk for you.